I just spent $2,400 buying every hairdryer everyone online swears by. 7 dryers, 4 weeks, and one very confused bathroom mirror that's seen more blowouts than a salon on prom night. And I'm about to tell you something that's going to save you from making a very expensive mistake. Because here's the thing, nobody in the beauty industry wants you to know. The dryer everyone assumes is the best one you can buy isn't even the best dryer its own brand makes anymore. I'm going to rank all 7 from worst to first based on drying speed, heat damage, noise, weight, and honestly, whether my arm was dead by the end of my routine. I timed every dry with a stopwatch. I used a heat gun to check surface temperature on my strands, and I roped my sister into being my control group because she has thick curly hair and I have fine straight hair, so between the two of us, we cover pretty much everyone watching this. Let's get into it. Number 7, and yes, this one's going to upset some of you, the original Dyson Supersonic. Look, I understand the nostalgia here. This dryer basically started the whole premium hairdryer conversation back when it launched, and for years, it was untouchable. But testing it side by side against 6 newer competitors in 2025 made something painfully clear. Technology moved on, and this one didn't. The air multiplier technology is still genuinely clever engineering. It pulls in air and amplifies the airflow instead of just blasting heat at your scalp, and the intelligent heat control does prevent extreme heat damage by measuring air temperature 20 times per second. That part still works exactly as advertised. But at 1,600 watts, it's noticeably weaker than nearly everything else on this list, and my dry times were consistently the slowest of the 7, averaging around 11 minutes for my hair, which is fine, but not what you expect when you're paying $429 for a hairdryer. The noise level is also a problem nobody mentions enough. It runs at a genuinely obnoxious pitch that makes early morning drying a nightmare if anyone else is sleeping in your house. And here's the kicker. Dyson's own newer model, which we'll get to at number 1, fixes almost every single complaint people have had about this original for years. If you already own this one, it still works fine. But if you're shopping in 2025 with $429 burning a hole in your pocket, there are better options on this exact list for less money. Number 6, BioIonic. This is the dryer nobody's talking about that honestly should be getting way more attention. BioIonic built their entire reputation on ionic technology that actually does something rather than just slapping the word ionic on the box like half the industry does. The negative ions break down water molecules faster, which means less time under heat and noticeably less frizz when you're done. I tested this on my sister's curly hair specifically because that's where ionic technology either proves itself or falls apart, and her hair came out smoother and shinier than with any other dryer except one. Dry time landed around 9 minutes, which is respectable, and at 1,875 watts, it's got real power behind it. The problem is the ergonomics. This thing is front heavy, and after about 6 minutes of continuous use, my wrist was aching in a way none of the other dryers caused. If you have long, thick hair and you're doing a 15-minute blowout routine, that weight distribution is going to wear on you. Priced at $189, it's a legitimate value pick if your hair type matches what it's built for. But the physical fatigue factor is real, and I can't ignore it. Number 5, Dry-Q. This is the newest name on this list, and it's the one that genuinely surprised me the most going in. Dry-Q approached the hairdryer problem completely differently than everyone else. Instead of just cranking up wattage, they focused on airflow shape and attachment engineering, and it shows in the results. The concentrator nozzle creates this incredibly tight directional airstream that lets you actually style while you dry instead of doing the 2-step process everyone's used to. My dry time dropped to 8 minutes flat, and more importantly, my hair had noticeably more volume at the roots without me doing anything different technique-wise. At 1,700 watts, it's not the most powerful dryer here, but the airflow design more than compensates. Here's the catch. Dry-Q is still a newer company, so the accessory ecosystem is limited compared to established brands, and I had one attachment that didn't seat properly on the barrel and rattled slightly during use. Customer support is still growing, which means if something breaks, you're not dealing with the decades of infrastructure a brand like Dyson has. At $159, it's aggressively priced for what you're getting, but you're taking a small risk on a newer player. Number 4, T3 Air Luxe. This is the dryer for people who want salon results without actually explaining to their stylist why they haven't been in for a trim. T3 has quietly been one of the most respected names in professional styling tools for years, and the Air Luxe is them taking everything they've learned and putting it into a single premium product. The digital brushless motor pushes air at 1,600 watts, but somehow felt more powerful in actual use than dryers with higher wattage ratings, which tells you the engineering underneath matters more than the number on the spec sheet. Dry time came in around 8 minutes 30 seconds, and the even heat distribution meant I didn't get those annoying hot spots that fry one section of hair while another section stays damp. The digital display showing exact temperature and airflow settings is a small touch, but after using dryers with vague low, medium, high dials for years, having actual numbers felt like a genuine upgrade. Weight is reasonable at just under a pound, and the noise level sits comfortably in the middle of the pack. Loud enough that you know it's working, quiet enough that you're not waking the whole house. At $329, it's not cheap, but it's the most complete, professional-feeling experience under the top 3. And if you want salon quality without the salon price tag over time, this earns its spot. Number 3. Shark Speed Style Pro. Shark has been on an absolute tear the last few years, taking on premium categories with genuinely competitive products at a fraction of the price. And the Speed Style Pro might be their best move yet. This thing comes with interchangeable attachments that transform it from a straight dryer into a full styling system, and that versatility is what actually earns it a top 3 spot. At 1,875 watts, the raw power is there, and my dry times averaged 7 minutes 45 seconds, which is genuinely fast. The Auto Wrap Curler attachment is the standout feature here. It's essentially a hot air styler built into the same unit, and using it on my sister's hair created bouncy, salon-style curls without a separate curling iron. For anyone who currently owns multiple styling tools, this single $249 device could realistically replace 3 of them. The trade-off is that it's noticeably heavier than most dryers on this list once you attach the styling barrels. And after extended use, my sister mentioned some fatigue in her styling arm. But for the price and the sheer versatility, this is the best value pick if you actually style your hair rather than just drying it. Number 2. GHD Helios. GHD built their name on flat irons, but the Helios proves they understand drying just as well. This dryer uses what GHD calls aeropressus technology, which is essentially a more refined, more concentrated airflow system than almost anything else I tested. Dry time landed at an impressive 7 minutes flat, and the heat control felt exceptionally consistent throughout. No sudden hot bursts, no cold spots. At 2,100 watts, this is one of the most powerful dryers on the list, but somehow it never felt harsh on the hair, which is the real engineering achievement here. My sister's frizz control with this dryer was genuinely the best result outside of our number 1 pick. Weight sits at a very manageable level, and the noise, while present, has a lower, less piercing pitch than most competitors, which makes a real difference during extended use. At $299, the GHD Helios is genuinely excellent. And if it weren't for one specific product launching this year, it would easily be my top recommendation. And that brings us to number 1, the Dyson Supersonic Neural. This is Dyson taking every single complaint people have had about the original Supersonic for the last several years and systematically eliminating every one of them. The airflow is completely re-engineered, delivering faster, more concentrated air that cut my dry time down to just 6 minutes 15 seconds, the fastest of anything I tested. The noise reduction is immediately noticeable the second you turn it on, dropping to a pitch that's actually tolerable during early morning routines. Weight has been rebalanced, so the motor sits differently in your hand, eliminating the wrist fatigue issue that plagued the original. But the real breakthrough is the AI-assisted heat sensing, which adjusts temperature in real time based on your specific hair thickness and moisture level rather than using generic presets. My sister's curly hair and my fine hair got completely different heat profiles automatically, and both of us walked away with the healthiest looking results of the entire test. At $499, it's the most expensive dryer on this list, and that price is genuinely hard to swallow. But if budget isn't the deciding factor, this is simply the best hairdryer money can buy right now, and it's not particularly close. So that's my final ranking. If you want the best value, go Shark Speed Style Pro. If money's no object, the Neural earns every penny. Drop a comment and tell me which one you're picking. And if this saved you from an expensive mistake, you know what to do. See you in the next one.